Eventually, King Saul died, and then, because Saul had disobeyed God, David became king, instead of any of Saul's sons. But after David died, David's son Solomon became king. That's why this kingdom was known as the Kingdom of David, because David's descendants were the rightful kings for hundreds of years after David died. However, eventually, the kingdom of David was defeated by its enemies, and the kingdom of David ended. But there was still hope, because God told different prophets that he would restore the kingdom of David. And finally, God sent the angel Gabriel to tell Mary that her son Jesus would be the one to bring back the kingdom of David forever. So, let's look again at an important part of the kingdom of David. Governing a kingdom requires more than just the king, of course. The king appoints other people to help him. And each person is given certain authority by the king. The person who had the most authority in the kingdom of David became the master of the palace. The master of the palace was the highest person in the stage, just below the king, and he acted in the place of the king while the king was away. People knew that if they obeyed the master of the palace, they were obeying the king. We read about some of the kingdom of David's masters of the palace in the Old Testament and the Bible. So that everyone would know who the master of the palace was, he was given certain things to prove that the king had put him in charge. What did he have? We see in the book of Isaiah, chapter 22, verse 15, that the master of the palace had special clothes and a throne, but, most importantly, he was given the keys to the house of David. The person who had the keys was the person the king had put in charge of everything in his kingdom. When Jesus grew up, he began to establish the new kingdom of David. Jesus picked 12 apostles and gave them certain authority to run his kingdom. Jesus also picked a new master of his palace, giving him keys just like in the old kingdom of David. We read in the New Testament that Jesus gave that one apostle the keys to his kingdom, which is not just a kingdom on earth like David had, but the kingdom of heaven. Do you know who the apostle is who Jesus gave the keys to his kingdom? It's Peter, and we read about Jesus giving Peter the keys in the book of Matthew. Here's what Jesus said to Peter in Matthew chapter 16, verse 19. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. What do we call the master of the palace today? The Pope. And we know from Jesus' promise that obeying the Pope will help us get to heaven. You can read more about this in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, paragraphs 551 to 553, which are in the Summer Faith Adventure downloads. Bye!